Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Proper Plays YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, October 27th, and we're going to be taking a look at some more plays for the Sunday slated games. We're going to be breaking down 5 total game picks, 3 total player props, 8 plays in total. I have a lot of interesting players, I think, today for the player props, a couple big dogs, I think, as well. Before we get to those plays, though, let's take a look at the recap for Thursday Night Football. I don't want to do it, but we're going to do it. We had the Vikings -3 going up against the Los Angeles Rams. Rams win outright 28-20. Face mask for Sam Bradford last drive. People complaining about it, but the Vikings, one call didn't lose in that game. They just lost the game. Aaron Jones drove 67.5 rushing yards. This one hurt. Felt like it was going to be easy. I think he had 36 rushing yards in the first quarter. Ended up not hitting the over on that one. And then Tutu Atwell, surprise addition of Puka Nacua in the lineup for the Rams. He was supposed to be limited even if he played. Cooper Kupp was supposed to be kind of limited if he played, and Puka Nacua got every single target, every single reception, all the yards for the Rams. So, Tutu Atwell, bad play, but really that was just the Rams not giving out information before the game. But that's okay. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches, go on cold streaks, go on hot streaks. You just got to go with the flow. Still 11 games above 500. We're going to try to bounce back for Sunday in the NFL. We're going to take a look at the Green Bay Packers going up against the Jaguars for the first play. The Jaguars are going to be back home. They have played the last 2 games in London, splitting a pair there. Green Bay Packers, they are coming into this game after a big win against the Texans. They've now rattled off 3 consecutive wins: Cardinals, Texans, and Rams. I'm going to take the upset, though, in this game, the Jaguars on the money line, plus money as the play. I'm doing that because I liked what I saw in the London game. It was the second game in London. They have done this back-to-back seasons now. They played in London twice. The second game, it seems like they just flipped the switch. Something sparks in this team. I know they beat the Patriots, but they beat the hell out of the Patriots, and they did score, I believe it was like 28 or 29 consecutive points between the second quarter and the third quarter. I think Tank Bigsby is the answer in that backfield. I think he does need to play more in this game. Hopefully that's where they go. And I like the way Trevor Lawrence has been throwing the ball recently. He's got some really good young talent around him as well, including rookie wide receiver Brian Thomas, who I think is probably the best rookie wide receiver right now in the NFL. The defense played a lot better against the Patriots. I think this is a sleepy spot for the Packers. I'm taking the Jaguars here on the money line as the first dog. Let's go over the next play. We're going to be taking a look at the Colts going up against the Houston Texans. These teams have played each other a lot over the last several years. The Colts, they've got some issues because I'm not entirely sure if Anthony Richardson is the answer anymore. He hasn't been playing very well in the last couple seasons, mainly because of his injuries. But this is a guy who's supposed to be your leader out there. He's supposed to be your franchise player. And I think they've got a better chance with Joe Flacco to win this game. But it does look like Anthony Richardson's going to be playing this one. And I think that's what's going to make the Colts lose this game. I think the Texans will find a way to win off of a couple of his turnovers, but I'm going to take the over in this one, 46.5 points. This Colts team, they're coming into this game as one of the worst defenses in the NFL, especially at stopping the run. And last week, Joe Mixon, he did his thing. And I expect the Houston Texans will be giving a heavy dose to Joe Mixon on the ground. And I'm actually going to take him on one of my player props as well today. But even if Joe Mixon doesn't go over 100-plus rushing yards, we have seen C.J. Stroud, even without Nico in the starting lineup, he has been able to get the ball to his other superstars. Nico Collins was the best wide receiver for this team at the time of his injury, but they still have Diggs. They still have Tank Dell. They should be able to move the ball up and down the field against this Colts defense. And Jonathan Taylor coming back for the Colts, they can sustain a few more drives with his running game, not rely on the arm of Anthony Richardson so much. I'm going to take the over here, 46.5 points as the play. And for the last graphic play, we're going to be taking a look at the Eagles going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. You can make a couple arguments that this is the biggest game of the day on Sunday. Cowboys 49ers are going to be playing, but we all know that what's going to be the outcome of that game. We also have the Ravens and the Browns, but Browns on their third-string quarterback, Jameis Winston. In this game, though, Eagles, they've looked a lot better over the last couple of weeks. I still hate Nick Sirianni. I don't believe he's an NFL head coach. His only skill is just yelling at Philadelphia fans, pissing them off even more than what they're already pissed off. If the Philadelphia Eagles had a really good coaching system, which I think they kind of do, for the most part, they just need a head coach. I think they could be a Super Bowl team. With breaking down the Eagles again, I can now walk back a few things I said at the beginning of the season. The secondary, they have been pretty good over the last couple games. I think it just took a little bit of time for them to get used to each other. Secondary's been a lot better. The defense has been looking better. That just might be the teams that they've been playing, but you can't control who you play. You play who you play. They're beating the hell out of these bad teams, and that's good for the Eagles. As a Cowboys fan, give me the Eagles here on the money line. I think they win this game. I think they're the better team. The Bengals, they have just been a train wreck this season, up and down, losing streak, now on a 2-game winning streak. I just don't trust the defense for the Bengals, and the Eagles having everybody healthy. A.J. Brown back, huge target for Hurts to throw to. Lane Johnson back. He's the best tackle in the NFL. This is a good Eagles team. They're not going to go down easily. I think they can win this game outright. Another dog on the money line as the final graphic play. We're going to have two more game picks, but before we go to those, let's go to the player props. First player prop of the day, we're taking a look at DJ Moore of the Bears going up against the Commanders. The Bears have been trending upwards ever since the first couple games of the season, and they actually have been starting to look a lot better with the play of Caleb Williams. There is still a lot that they need to improve on, including Caleb Williams. I think he's doing a really good job, but this is the NFL. Things can turn very quickly. I do think he's got a good matchup going up against the Commanders, even though that defense has been playing pretty well. But I don't know if they're going to look the same. Jaden Daniels not going to be in this game. That could affect the defense being on the field a little bit more. We're going to go with DJ Moore to find the end zone, though, as the play in the London game against the Jaguars. He didn't get a piece of the pie. And adding on to something that the Bears have gotten better at as a team this season is that team chemistry. They've gotten a lot better because we saw DJ at the beginning of the season kind of pout a little bit on the bench, but you couldn't really tell in the London game. Everybody was friendly. Everybody was trying to get him a touchdown. And that might just be DJ Moore early in the season doing his own thing, kind of being a loner. But it was nice to see them come together as a team, try to get him a touchdown. They were able to joke about on the sideline with Caleb Williams as well. I think the Bears, again, they're trending upward. I love everything I'm seeing with this team. The team chemistry is up. Caleb Williams looks great so far. I think he gets his best wide receiver the ball for a touchdown in this game. So give me DJ Moore over 0.5 touchdowns as the first play. For the next play, it's going to be short and sweet. Browns going up against the Ravens. Jameis Winston, over 234.5 passing yards. If you don't take this play, you don't have fun because Jameis Winston's probably the most entertaining quarterback to ever watch in the NFL. There's no telling what you're going to do in this game with this guy. He's not afraid to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball in triple coverage, quadruple coverage, over the middle, trying to fit into the tightest of windows. He's going to throw across his body, across the field. He's going to try everything he can to make a big play for his team, and that's why I love this guy. He's going to be getting a very, very good matchup, though, going up against the Ravens, who are the worst passing defense in the NFL this season. That could be just because the Ravens have been beating a lot of teams, and they've had to throw to get back into the game. But if you've been watching the Ravens a little bit, some of these teams haven't been down by a lot, especially a couple weeks ago. The Ravens just got torched through the secondary a couple weeks ago. Jameis Winston, he is coming into this game as the third-string quarterback. Deshaun Watson went down. DTR went down. Jameis Winston came in last week, 67 yards and a touchdown through 2 drives. You're not going to find a better person or a better player to bet on Sunday afternoon. Give me Jameis Winston over 234.5 passing yards as the play. And then finally, I talked about it a little bit. We're going to be taking Joe Mixon of the Texans over 75.5 rushing yards against the Colts. The Colts this season are one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. They're giving up 155.2 yards per game, and the Texans have been letting Joe Mixon eat. This has been quietly one of the best additions in the offseason for any team this year. Joe Mixon has been a huge part of this Texans explosive offense. I already said that he's coming off a 100-yard game in his last one. He was also able to have 2 touchdowns in that game, but also against the Patriots, he had 100-plus yards. So now back-to-back games with 100-plus. He did that against the Patriots with just 13 carries. So I do think Joe Mixon is very capable for going over 100 yards in this game. I think he's going to get between 15 and 20 touches going up against this Colts defense. He has also had 3 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. So if you're looking for anytime touchdowns, this would probably be where I'd start. But I'm going to go over 75.5 rushing yards as the play for Joe Mixon as the final player prop. Let's go over to the final 2 recap plays. We're going to start with the Ravens going up against the Browns. Not really a play. This is more like a flyer play, I guess I can call it. I'm taking the Browns on the money line. I think everybody should take it. I do think Jameis Winston can light a spark for this Browns team. This is a true leader on the team, finally, something that they haven't had at the quarterback position all season long. I think we're likely to see a motivated performance from this team, maybe their best performance all season long going up against a division rival. And I've said this before, over the last 2 weeks, the Ravens might be the best team in the NFL. I don't care. This is kind of a sleepy spot for them. They're coming into this game. The Browns haven't played well all season long. Ravens thinking they might get a mini kind of bye week here. They've got to prepare for Jameis Winston, and you can't prepare for someone who doesn't even know where he's going to go with the ball after he throws the ball. That's just how Jameis Winston's brain works. I'm going to take a shot on the Browns here on the money line as the play. And for the final matchup, we're going to be looking at the Bears going up against the Washington Commanders. And this is going to be a very unfortunate matchup because we've been robbed. Caleb Williams going up against Jaden Daniels was supposed to be the game of the week. It's not confirmed yet, but it does look like Jaden Daniels is not going to play. And it's probably a good thing that he's not going to play. Better safe than sorry with your franchise player. He does seem like he's one of the best talents so far in the NFL at the quarterback position, maybe the best draft pick in the draft last year. But I do think Marcus Mariota is still a pretty good option. I do think it's going to be a pretty good game. He looked really good against the Panthers, but at the same time, everybody looks good against the Panthers. I'm going to take the Bears here, minus 2.5. I said this whenever I was breaking down DJ Moore. I love everything I've seen with the Bears right now. I love the team chemistry. It seems high. Seems like they're having fun playing some football. Caleb Williams has gotten better each and every game. I think he might get better, even more better in this game against the Commanders' passing defense. Give me the Bears, minus 2.5 as the final play of the day. So let's take a look at all the plays. Dogs kind of day. Jags money line, over 46.5 points between the Colts and the Texans. Eagles money line, Browns money line, Bears minus 2.5. DJ Moore to find the end zone against the Commanders. Jameis Winston over 234.5 passing yards against the Ravens. And then Joe Mixon over 75.5 rushing yards against the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, that's going to do it for the NFL plays and props for Sunday, October 27th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.